Yeah, Big Baby JTV, like, comment, sub, man. Yo, I've been meaning to have this happen. I've been meaning to make a video about this, but Joe Budden beat me to it. So the Joe Budden podcast, specifically Joe Budden, called out Adam22, or can I call him Fraud22 or Lame22, for monetizing the death of Kevin Samuels. Now look, during that argument, or that disagreement, I'm going to be honest. Lame22 made some great points, and he wasn't wrong in what he did. What he did was, when Kevin Samuels died, Lame22 decided to put up videos celebrating, or essentially release clips of his old interview with Kevin Samuels. Now look, a lot of people do this tactic where they put up content related to somebody who just passed away and died, right? Specifically in the YouTube game, you're talking about people like Vlad. Vlad is the most known for it. And then Adam22 just basically copied Vlad and just did it. Now, let me start off by saying this. Lame22 is a culture vulture. So is Vlad. So I'm not surprised they're doing the same exact tactics. They're both culture vultures, right? Now, before this gets crazy racial and all that stuff, because yes, it is racial. Back in the day, Academics was a culture vulture. Let me start off by saying this. Academics was a square, lame Jamaican immigrant, right, who decided to start making YouTube videos about dudes in Chicago who were killing each other at an insane rate. And they still are, by the way. But he was reporting on a culture he didn't know nothing about, didn't want to participate in, and he was making fun of people who were suffering in pain. He was monetizing pain. And that's what DJ Vlad does, and that's what Adam22 does. DJ Vlad does it more egregious and more insane and negative and terrible, because I'm pretty sure DJ Vlad doesn't give a F about black people. He just cares about the check. He cares about the check. He doesn't care about the repercussions. He doesn't care about how this affects the people he's interviewing and getting to jail or potentially messing up their cases. He just wants the check. Okay, he's just chasing for the check. So he is being a vulture of the culture for some bread. So is Lame22. Let me remind you what Lame22 used to do. He used to hang out with 14, 15-year-old Lil Pump. He used to hang out with Lil Peep, Juice WRLD, drug addicts, teenage drug addicts. And not only did he encourage them to do debauchery, he was front and center. And why did he do that? For the check, for the money. And now what does he do? He monetizes dudes like Crip Mac, who have beef with people that he works with. Tiny Cuz, you know what I mean? He has people who are opposite gangs come into his studio and give them full platforms to talk smack on other gang members. You know what I mean? FBG Cash, right? And his beef with Lil Durk that potentially might have led to his death. See, when you are a culture vulture, you're not even looking at the angles of what you're doing. You're just looking for the check. You're looking for the chicken. See, this is why I respect Academics. Academics stop doing that type of content. Okay, of course, some of his posts can be perceived as instigating or putting heat on the flame of beefs, but he's not actively going out of his way to instigate and agitate beefs. If you look at some of Adam22's interviews with Draco the Ruler, you're thinking, God damn, are you just trying to line this man up? Are you trying to have him get in beef and more heat with other people who he already has beef with? See, when you have these bitch ass dudes who don't know nothing about the culture, who don't know nothing about nuance, who just want to get a check through clickbait, which Adam22 and No Jumper does a lot, which Lame22 does a lot, through clickbait, through instigating beef, through fanning the flames. And then you're shocked when a gang member gets killed by another gang member who was coincidentally on your podcast a month ago. See, I like the fact that he got called out. I like the fact that Lame22 got called out. And of course, Lame22 is trying to defend himself like he doesn't know what he's doing. You know what you're doing. And if you don't know what you're doing, then you should be goddamn careful, because you're getting people lined up and potentially murdered. See, Dame Dash talked about this a lot, man. These are dudes who don't know nothing about the culture, who are profiting off the culture, who are going to destroy the culture. And you know who's worse? These labels, these music labels are worse, because they're the ones who line up interviews with No Jumper and Lame22, right? These managers are terrible, because they're letting their artists go up there and incriminate themselves, letting their artists go up there and, instigate beef, right? And Lame22 does not do anything to cool things down. And that's why Joe Budden called him out. That's why Ish called him out. That's why Ice called him out, because nobody has ever pressed him or checked him for the effery that Lame22 does. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Big Baby JTV, I'm out.